Hi, this is Shadi. Today I'm going to be making a tribute to Jacques Le Berre, 1964 Olympian and ninth degree black belt, and his specialty was foot sweep. So whether you're a sambist, jiu-jitsu guy, judoka, I think we could all meet on foot sweeps and express our love for them. So today we're going to talk about them based on his DVD. It is randomly uploaded on YouTube. I'll link it down below. But first, let's address one misconception, and that is foot sweeps is just about timing. If you're gonna wait for the right timing to do foot sweep, you'll never get it. That's just my opinion. So instead of talking about timing, we're gonna be talking about calls or a call to action. In French, we call it appel. So we have a few. The thing about the call is that to get the action moving, and then as they kind of get ahead of you, that's where you hop and then try to make up for that gap by jumping and doing a big foot sweep. Now, you have several types of calls. You have a cross step or like a hip twitch. You have trampling or piétinement. And of course, you have a little bit of work with the hands and get them to circularly go around, but it's actually just to get them moving forward. So here you see some of the examples. You see the trampling here. And of course, I will cross-examine those with competition example just to show you kind of what they look like in a real-life sparring. So first thing we need to get right is to really like jump and really sweep with the hips. So the first one is the cross step. You can kind of do it also with a hip twitch as if you're feinting with a forward throw. So you also have trampling, but first let's talk about the hip twitch like this and the cross step. So as you pull them towards you, you kind of do this little hop where your feet cross for a little bit less than a second, which will get them moving. And then in order for you to make up, you need to do this hop. And then from there, you foot sweep them. And this little hop, trust me, it will get them moving. I don't know why. It's magic. I've tried it countless times and it always works for some reason. So here you see it. And now, you don't have to be that obvious with a big cross step. And let's take a look at a competition example. So here, look at this, a hip twitch with a cross step by Hayato Kondo, and it got the action moving. So look at this. He pulls, and then he mixes it with a little bit of trampling, but look at the opponent, how he starts moving to the side, and his leg is off the mat, and he got it. So it's truly amazing. And now this one, I think the most famous one is trampling. So he starts with the outside leg. He says 1 2 3 4 sweep. You don't make big movements, you don't lift your knees way too high. He's just demonstrating here, but you just lightly remove them off the mat. And he's demonstrating here that it is, instead of those big hops, you make those little trampling to cover the distance, and also it keeps your opponent confused and at the same time gets them moving in order for you to make that big hop and then finished with a sweep. So we all do this when we're warming up. You see this one that we go like a wave around a line. So that's a good trampling exercise. And trampling is done by countless. I'll show you a few, and you're going to be surprised by exactly who is doing it. So let's take a look at here. Again, just you kind of pull them towards you. That's one thing he doesn't really talk about, but it's actually, there's a little fishing movement with the wrists before you start any of those actions in order to get them really leaning forward. Now let's take a look at Maruyama with his trampling. He rarely does it, but let's take a look at it. So here he's feinting as if he's looking for the sleeve, but then look at his feet. He's preparing it, look at it, and here, look at the trampling, boom. From a static position, mind you. And now he doesn't score, but look at the reaction he got from his opponent. Of course, we cannot talk about trampling without mentioning, of course, Fabio Basile. I would say the most scored foot sweeps from trampling is by him, for sure. Look at the feet. They do like a 1, 2, 3, and then he gets it here. He pulls 1, 2, 3, boom, gets it. You have to get the action going, and then from there you do the sweep. So the trampling gets the action going, and then from there, in order to make up, you go ahead and sweep them. There is no timing in the sense that you think it is. It's not like a flying bird and I have to shoot it. Not always. And then finally here, it's the get them moving, kind of half a circle in a sense, and then you jump. It's not a circular the way that we drill it as when we were beginners, like yellow belt and orange belt, but it's really a hop on the spot. So, and then you give them the space to move, and then you hop and sweep. Now this one is kind of tricky in order to finish, because and as you'll see, to get the big hop at the end is the trick in order to make it effective. So you see there's a little twitch with the arms and then a hop at the end, and let me show you me doing it in randori against former world champion, and I got the action going. Now look at this here. Okay, see, he moves. He responded to the call and moved. Now I didn't have a proper hop. I didn't sweep but look at the timing. Look at how he reacts to my feet and my arms. And then here I looked. The moment I got the look, he moves. The sweep, I got the sweep, but I didn't hop properly and far enough to get a powerful sweep from the supporting foot. But nonetheless, you saw how he responded. So the thing with foot sweeps, you have to understand the calls. Make a call and then go and respond, or at least to catch up with them, you go and sweep. It's not just to get them moving to the side and then as their foot is off or as it's trying to land, you do it. No, that's not always the case. So if you want to be a big foot sweep master, you have to learn the concept of calls and then or calls to action, and then you continue it and finish it with a foot sweep. So it's really a shame that I didn't get to interview him. I was trying to set that up with the federation. I spoke to a few and they got me his number, but they said don't come to him directly. We'll not try to do it for you. We'll try to contact him and set this up, and from there. But he also, of course, was not always available, and then apparently it was too late. I started, I think, about a month ago or 2 months ago, and apparently it's too late, and I'm really upset. But he did leave us with a great blueprint for this foot sweep. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll leave the original DVD. It's like about 50 minutes long. I'll leave it in the description. If you have anything to add, let me know. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.